Hi everyone, my name is Sanchez and I am a practitioner of plant magic. That's right, I am a trained herbalist, plant nutritionist, aromatherapist, juice therapist, all about plant magic here today. And what I wanted to talk about was autumn as we head into this season of coughs and colds, of where our energy goes from that expansive energy of summer to the more internal energy of winter. As we transition through this stage, it often is a time of letting go and releasing, but also a time of harvest. And what we don't want to be harvesting is any coughs and colds. So I'm going to talk you through a few things that we can do to make sure that we're healthy this time of year. First up, we'll talk about our immune system. As I said, it's coughs and cold season. That's the main issue this time of year. So we really want to be building up our immune system. And we can use herbs like astragalus, the reishi mushrooms. We can use echinacea, andrographis, just to name a few. These herbs really help to build up our fighting capabilities, because the reality is there's viruses and bacteria around all the time, but it really is up to us and the strength of our immune system to fight them off. Look, for example, I'll show you. Here is bug beetle. This is a mix that I make up myself. So if you're keen, you can buy it off my website. But what it is, it's got garlic, echinacea, rosehip. The three of those together are almost like a natural antibiotic. Then I've also got in there white horehound, which is a herb that helps to fight off viruses and bacteria that are trying to set up in your chest. I've also got elderberry in there as well, which is a good acute immune booster. And what else is in there? I think I've said them all. And bone set. Bone set helps with that real deep fever. Like that's where the name comes from. When the fever feels like it starts in your bones. Now what bug beetle is wonderful for is you can use it as a preventative. So what I tend to do this time of year, from about Easter onwards, I give it to my kids before school, because school is like a petri dish of diseases. Kids are coughing and splattering all over each other. So if you've got a job where you're interacting with a lot of people, you might be a salesperson, you might work in retail, anywhere where you're around a lot of people, particularly in a closed environment, you might be in an office with a lot of air conditioning. What I suggest is make sure you keep your hygiene up, wash your hands, all that sort of stuff. But you can just take bug beetle as a preventative. So you just take it in the morning. But as soon as you feel the slightest cough, the slightest tickle in the throat, the slightest sense of anything trying to take hold, then I would suggest that you take the bug beetle about every 2 hours or so. Now, if you don't have bug beetle, that's okay. There's other things, you can still use herbs. In this instance, like I said, we will use our preventative herbs to strengthen our body. And I'll talk to you about some juices and food as well that will do the same thing. But what we can do is, a lot of people have in their garden thyme. Thyme is a really good herb for the respiratory system. So if you've got thyme at home and you feel like the first sign of a cough or cold, start drinking thyme tea, 3-4 cups a day. You just go crazy. Not just thyme, you can also, sage is another good. Thyme tends to be a bit lower respiratory, sage more upper respiratory, but still these are antibacterial, antiviral sort of herbs. What else have we got? We've got ginger. Ginger's a beautiful herb this time of year. It has that real warming qualities, but again, it also helps to break up any sort of bugs or any sort of chest infection. So rosemary is another good warming herb, and rosemary actually tea is really good for people who tend to get seasonal depression. So if you're somebody whose moods can get lower as the days get colder, rosemary, very easy to grow, and well, like around where I am anyway. It depends where you are in the world, but it is a pretty hardy plant. So yeah, rosemary tea. So we've got our tinctures, our extracts that you get off a professional herbalist like myself. I've also got cough drops. That's another good one for this time of year. As you know, this is a generic. There's different herbs for different types of coughs. You know, dry cough, productive cough, that sort of stuff. But this is a good, just generic one. I don't have my glasses on, but I know it's got elecampane, mullein. This has thyme in it. Also has ginger, but I literally can't read it. I'm going off my memory and sort of off the blurry lines. But yeah, thyme. But yeah, so you can buy a cough drops. Obviously, I sell it on my website, or if you've got a local herbalist that you can visit, get them to make you up a cough mix too, because that's good to have in the cupboard. And the thing with herbal medicine, like with anything, it's really good to catch things early, because then you generally don't get really sick. If it does take hold, still keep up the herbs, because they really will help your body to fight off any lurgies there. So okay, so that's your herbs, and as I said, you can have your tinctures, or you can drink your teas. You can even make herbal medicines yourself, but I might do that in another video. So yeah, so that's our herbs for autumn right there. Now, as a certified juice therapist, I am a big fan of juicing. Juicing to me is just another way of using plants as medicine. Because we're taking out the insoluble fiber, which you see as pulp. Fiber is fabulous for me, don't get me wrong. We all need a lot of fiber in our diet. In fact, more people should focus more on getting fiber in their diet instead of everyone's obsessed about protein. There's no one with a protein deficiency in the Western world, but what we do have a deficiency in is fiber. Fiber helps your microbiome. It obviously helps to clean out your bowels and all that sort of stuff. But that's not what I'm talking about. The pulp that comes from a juice is the fiber, so we can put that aside. But what happens is when you juice, you can get so much more plant into a glass than if you actually sat there and ate it yourself. Now, this is really beneficial when you're starting to feel sick, but we can also use it to help prevent getting sick. So what we're looking for in autumn, we're looking for juices that are very rich in beta-carotenes, or what is converted to vitamin A, because vitamin A helps to strengthen the mucous membrane, helps to strengthen our lungs. So we want vitamin A, we want vitamin C, and also zinc. They're all important for our immune system and to help fight off coughs and colds. So some juices that we can look at having are things like, well, this time of year, the citrus and apples too are in season, and also our root veggies. So if we go with what's in season, which is even better, we can have juices like orange and grapefruit. That's really rich in vitamin C. Apple, carrot, and orange, those three together. As soon as you start feeling any sort of sickness coming on, that's a great juice to start drinking. And I encourage you, to make up 250 mils, 500 mils, and just drink that. If you're aiming for about a litre throughout the day, that's a really good dose of these real healing plants. Another one that's more sort of vegetable based, that uses the root vegetables of this season, would be beetroot, carrot, ginger, and even turmeric if you've got turmeric. So these got the anti-inflammatory herbs in them. They got your vitamin A, your vitamin C, and lots of antioxidants. So juicing is wonderful to start to build our body's strength up, build our nutrition up, so that we can go into winter fully armed. And if you do get a cough, pineapple juice is known for its ability to just decongest the chest and just help that cough be productive, because we don't want to suppress any symptoms. In natural health, we're not about suppressing, we're about working with the body. And if your body wants to cough up goobies, it's because it's trying to get rid of something. So we want to drink these juices and just get all the gunk out, and that way we're working with the body and we're supporting the body to clean house. So that's your juices that you can have in this autumn period. Now, for aromatherapy or essential oils, I like to keep it pretty basic. Eucalyptus and peppermint are two essential oils that every home should have. They're wonderful for decongesting, particularly when we get a bit snotty, when that nose and sinus gets clogged up. But they're also good as antibacterial in the environment to help keep both viruses and bacteria at bay. So if you've got an infuser or an oil burner or anything like that, just having eucalyptus, peppermint going throughout the day. Lemongrass, lemon, any of those citrus oils are also really beautiful to put in that mix. So that's externally. And if you get that decongested, blocked up nose, what's really good to do is have peppermint. I personally, I love peppermint for this reason. I've used it a lot with my kids, but a good quality eucalyptus oil as well. You can have that in the room. So throughout the night, often with the little ones, they don't blow their nose properly and they can wake up really stuffy nose. So having that throughout the night allows them to sleep and to rest, because rest is one of the most healing of things that we can do. And in this go world we live in, it's not encouraged so much, but I encourage you, when you're sick, just freaking have a day off. Just lie in bed, burn your oils, drink your juice, take your herbs. It's the best thing that you can do to speed up that recovery, but also work with the body, because when we work with the body, we build a stronger immune system. Now, food for autumn. Much like the herbs and the juices and the oils, it's all about strengthening our immune system and just increasing those antibacterial, antiviral, immune supporting herbs, and we can use them in our cooking too. So any of that garlic in particular, ginger, rosemary, thyme, sage, any of these herbs we can use in our cooking. It's also root vegetable season, and all those rich orange type vegetables are full of beta carotene, which is also the vitamin A. Again, helps to strengthen our mucous membrane and strengthen our body for the oncoming winter. So carrots, pumpkin, squash, any of those sort of potatoes, any of those root vegetables that you'll start to see a lot of at the greengrocer. Also citrus fruits, of course, they'll start coming into season. So your citrus fruit and your apples, all very rich in antioxidants and vitamins, just to keep you nice and robust and just naturally strengthen our body, give our body that plant magic that it needs in this autumn season. Thanks for watching. I will put more notes in my blog at alternativehealingcentre.com.au. Please feel free to subscribe, to like, to do all those things that the kids do, as I will be posting more plant magic videos. Have a great autumn and keep nice and warm. That is another important thing to do. Bye.